Welcome to the video. My name is Hannah Young. I'm a dental hygienist, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new OralB IO electric toothbrush. Now, I've been very kindly gifted this brush by OralB themselves. I have not been paid to say anything nice about the brush, so it will just be an honest opinion of mine on the electric toothbrush, what it's like to use. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, so I think I've got a good idea of its pros and cons. Let me get into it, get started, and tell you a little bit more about the brush. Before I get into the stats and facts about the new OralB IO, I wanted to touch on the fact that I do typically recommend an electric toothbrush to my patients in practice. In fact, I'd say a solid 90% of my patient base are using an electric toothbrush. I find people do a better job with it, quite simply put. The smaller heads that are on the range of OralB toothbrushes allow people to get better access to the back of the mouth and also to the insides of the teeth. It does the job for you, and as long as you're using it correctly, it will do a better job. It also has the advantage of the pressure sensor system, so it can stop people from overbrushing. However, there is that percentage of people that don't use them. That's for various reasons, but on the whole, the biggest pain points I find from people are that they are too aggressive, too noisy, and they feel like they cause them recession. So when I spoke to my OralB representative about the new technology, I was really excited to hear a couple of things that hopefully are going to address those problems and allow me to confidently recommend this to more of my patients and get everyone converted onto an electric toothbrush and get their oral hygiene absolutely spot on. So let me get into those stats and facts and tell you a little bit more about it. So here we have it. This is the new IO brush. It's a lovely sleek design. I've got the white version. It's very nice, easy to hold. Let me tell you a little bit about what it offers. So it's got a magnetic drive system, a smart pressure sensor. It has an interactive display with 7 different modes of brushing. It has a Bluetooth app, battery indicator, which is really, really clever. And also it has a magnetic charger that it sits on and clips into. So it's got quite a few upgrades on the previous brush, but the things that I was really, really interested in is the magnetic drive system, because that is going to create less vibration and less noise. As I've already mentioned, that was one of the pain points for my patients, and the smart pressure sensor is something that really interested me. Basically, on the old models of OralB, it has a pressure sensor, so it will flash red when you're brushing too hard, which is absolutely fantastic. But what it doesn't do is sort of indicate when you're actually getting the correct pressure. This is where this technology comes in, and it has a pressure sensor in the other direction as well, which goes green. So when you're not brushing hard enough, you will see that it's not lighting up the color it should be. You can actually choose the optimal color for that middle section when you're getting the correct pressure. I chose a turquoise color, so you know when you're hitting it right. So you know when you're overdoing it and you know when you're underdoing it. And I think this is going to be extremely valuable. Let me get into the pros and cons of what I found when using it. And just to premise this, I've been a bit naughty over the past few months and I've been on a manual toothbrush. I wasn't following my own advice for one reason or another. I won't get into my excuses, but now I'm back on this. I will tell you a little bit more about my step up onto the electric toothbrush and what I thought of it. I'll start off with the positives because there was loads of them. I think it's a really nice design. It's got a lovely travel case. It's super slim, super sleek. I travel a lot, so I can actually see myself using it. It's got some great battery life, and the battery indicator actually tells you every time you put the brush down, gives you the chance to rinse, get rid of your toothpaste and everything. You put it on the side, and then the battery tells you at what level it is, so you can keep an eye on that, because that's something I found in the past. Every time I went to go and get my toothbrush, it had run out of battery because I wasn't quite sure where it was at. They addressed the noisy and too aggressive situation really, really well. This new magnetic drive system that's in it is fantastic. It's such a lot quieter and less sort of like, it doesn't shake in your head. I've heard a lot of patients say to me, oh, it just feels like it's vibrating and it gives me a bit of a headache. So personally, having tried the older models in the past myself, I think it's a massive step up and it's really, really improved. And I could confidently recommend that to patients who do complain of that fact. It gave me a really good clean. I'm not gonna lie, as I said, I've been using a manual toothbrush, so it's a massive step up for me, but my teeth feel really, really clean. Given the COVID-19 situation, I haven't been able to get in the surgery and scale and polish my teeth in a few months myself, and I've been drinking a lot of coffee in this time since I've been at home. and this gave me such a nice clean. They feel amazing, they feel really smooth and clean, and obviously I have done a much better job with the electric than I had been with my manual, even though I thought I was doing a pretty good job. And last but not least, that pressure sensor system is fantastic. I personally do have a habit of overbrushing, especially around my canines, and I can see it flashing red, so I can just ease off it. You must make sure you're looking in the mirror when you're doing it, because obviously you're not going to see it otherwise. But also there were some areas where I probably wasn't applying enough pressure, and I could see that on the pressure sensors. So it gives you a lot of feedback and it's really interactive. I really like that, and I can see that being extremely valuable for my patients, because you can just switch off when you're brushing, just not concentrating on what you're doing. So I think it's a really nice little reminder to keep you going. Obviously with pros there comes cons. Not too many, to be honest, in terms of the usability and the functionality of it. I think it's a fantastic brush. Unfortunately, it does come at quite a high price point. I don't know the exact price because it hasn't actually been released yet, but I believe it comes in at around £500 RRP, although I do believe there's going to be some pretty hefty discounts from OralB on its launch. However, if you broke that down and you said, okay, this brush is going to last me 2 to 3 years and you've got to buy new heads every 3 months, I think you'd find the value actually isn't too bad. So if you look at it as an investment, and if you feel how clean your teeth feel, as I do, you would be investing in your health, in your dental health, and of course maybe less visits to the dentist, and hopefully reduction in any treatment that you may need as a result of dental caries or periodontal disease. That was my only real negative, to be honest. The only other thing I would mention is that, as I said, I haven't been using an electric toothbrush myself, and for the first week, I don't know if I was a bit too keen with it or whatever it happened to be, but I did find that I caused myself a bit of laceration up on one side, and I think perhaps it was just a bit more than I was used to. So I just notched it down onto the super sensitive mode for a couple of days and just took it a bit easy. So just to be mindful with it when you first brush, that you're not going too aggressive with it would be great, because you don't want to end up with that. But apart from that, mostly my opinion falls in the positive. And as I said, the cost thing, it's an investment in your health, so perhaps it's a good brush. And it is definitely something that I will be recommending to my patients, because I think it really addresses those pain points that people complain about and the reasons why they don't use an electric toothbrush. So there you have it, my thoughts on the new OralB IO. If you're looking to upgrade or you haven't got an electric toothbrush yet, I think it's a great option. I believe they'll be coming out soon, so keep your eye out. You can sign up, I think, to register your interest and find out when they are released. I believe it will be coming in a couple of different colours as well. So go and check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. I hope you found this useful, and I will look forward to checking in the next video.